Hello, I'm Cameron Sheets, and I am so honored to be joined today by Alan Cumming to talk about the excellent new film Asog, which he exec produces. We'll, of course, get into Traitors and so much more. But I would love to just hear about how you first heard about Asog and why it was important for you to be a part of it.
I mean, there's this interesting thing that sometimes you come on as an executive producer after the film's made in order to just sort of help it a bit, and help it. And that's really what happened with this one. I didn't really have anything to do with the production of it. They sent it to me and I was just blown away by it. I mean, it's a beautiful film. The idea that all these people who were part of this terrible natural disaster got even more shafted by big corporations. It was just galling to me. And I just thought anything I can do to help. It's on two levels, show this beautiful film, this beautiful story, but also to try and help that situation and to sort of remind people that, billionaires aren't so great sometimes.
Shocker.
But actually what's happened, I mean, because of the film and because of the story it's telling and because of sort of international pressure that the company has rebuilt homes, paid some money back. Interestingly, one of the companies involved won't let the film be shown, surprise, surprise, in the Philippines. But it's been really good. I think it shows how activist art and activism combined can be a really positive force. So that's really heartening. I think it's especially now, it's great to be reminded that we can make change, we can fight back.
I mean, one of the many things I love about this film is there's such a specific sense of place. We're featuring people that actually live there, that have actually lived through this. It still does feel so resonant and relevant to, say, American audiences that will hopefully be able to see it soon. I mean, what would you hope that an American audience today would be able to take away from this if they're going to sit down and watch this in the theater, watch it at home?
It's a story at its core. It's a narrative about a trans woman. It's a queer film, and it's a beautiful story about sort of belonging and finding who you are and all that stuff. And it's a kind of road movie as well. I think it's really important to remember that it's a trans story is having such a big effect on everyone's lives in terms of the work that the film has done as a piece of activism in itself, getting all this money from that company that kind of grabbed the land. I think look at that. Look how positive and important trans stories are, because in certain cultures they are not looked down upon and not regulated or shoved to the side. They are of prime importance, and in this case they've really changed the landscape, literally, of so many people's lives. Even like with the Traitors, I think if you like the Traitors, you must understand it's a very queer show. There's lots of sort of androgyny, queerness, transness in a lot of ways, but it's actually has a very queer sensibility. And a lot of the reason that people like it is because of that heightened nature and that fun and that joy. So if you like that and enjoy that and you want to come back to it, maybe you should think about the fact that maybe if you're voting for a party that is trying to denigrate those people and all that and that sort of essence, maybe you should think again about voting for them because you're voting against something you love.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it seems like we're constantly having to remind our own community that it was, it has been, it will be, it is trans people that are sort of at the front lines of this queer liberation, at social change, at progress, time and time again. Jaya, of course, is a great example of that in this film. They're so iconic. I mean, I'm very excited for people to get to know them through this film. And hopefully we get to see more from them. I mean, I'm like, get Jaya on the Traitors, of course.
Oh gosh, they'd be hilarious. Just such, it's a hoot, the story in terms of their relationship and this journey about to do this to this competition that is sort of all or nothing, and then to realize it isn't so much, isn't what I hoped, and it isn't. It's just it's such a beautiful story. I really was blown away by it, and I've not met anyone who has seen it at all these film festivals in these different countries it's been in who has not also just jumped on the bandwagon straight away. It's so infectious as a story and as a piece of filmmaking, and made in such a sort of scrappy, small way,
Yeah.
but with this huge message, and also such a powerful force of activism that it's caused by its own existence. It really is heartening about what you can actually do, how you can sort of help so many people, as well as giving them something that's beautiful.
Speaking of that, you brought up the Traitors, and you've talked about how you have been very intentional in working with them and making sure we're bringing more queer folks on into the show, competing on the show. And I think that's cool to see. I mean, it's so interesting to think about in the broader idea of representation. Like, why do we love seeing queer folks be messy on the show and just be their full selves, imperfections and all?
We are underrepresented. We are being underrepresented for forever. So, but also any representation has to be full representation. There's no point in just being looking gorgeous, and you need to see, yeah, and you do see people fighting and people crying and people.
Yeah.
But it's sort of the holistic idea of showing everything is so important, I think. But ultimately, I just want to get people to get representation out there, to get more queer people from the whole acronym on screen. And in the last season, two of the winners were queer people triumphing on a national scale. It doesn't happen that often these days.
No, I mean, right. When you're watching along and people are like, who are you rooting for? I mean, my answer was always everyone gay. Like, I'm rooting for the team queer, of course, all the way.
There's loads of them in this time. There was loads. I mean, some had to go, of course. And also, I think, this last season, it was kind of perfect. It was so brutal and so much carnage. And then at the end, we had this lovely, trusting four-way split, and that was just really kind and nice and trusting. And I just thought it's just exactly what America needs to see. That is a possibility right now. There's so much carnage going on, but it would be lovely if we could have a sort of a trust and kindness and friendship, and sort of egalitarianism triumphing.
People are coming into the show having seen these scenarios play out different ways. They're maybe coming into the show a little more savvy on how things might work. I mean, do you have any advice to prospective players? Like, how should they approach this now, 4 or more seasons in?
My only piece of advice that I would give people is shut up in at the beginning, because it's so clear that the people, at the beginning, someone's got to go. Someone's got to go every day. So there's no real logic to why the first person goes. But actually, the first 3 people to have gone in the first 6 seasons have been like the really noisy, abrasive ones. And I just think it's just because they're annoying, really, and to the group. And so I would keep your head down at the beginning. I think, yeah, all the sort of strategy and all these people that come from those types of shows who think they have an advantage, they don't. That's the thing. This game is, I mean, there's parts of it that is useful. Like any game, it's a game and you make plans, but actually it's got these side swipes that can just kill you off in a second. And in a way, that was what was lovely about 4 winning this time. None of them were from that sort of area of gamey sort of shows. And so I think so much time is spent sort of people saying, well, they're a gamer and therefore blah, blah, and they've done this before. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's much more psychological, just sort of, and about the way your energy with people. So have nice energy.
We'll have more Traitors on the way. You've been on tour with Ari Shapiro. You're the Grand Marshal of Tartan Day in New York. You're supporting Asog. You have so many things going on right now. So much. I mean, on some level, I'm just curious, do you feel busier than ever in this moment?
I feel completely exhausted right now.
Yeah.
I've just come off tour and did a couple of like red-eye flights last week, and then I came to New York this week. And if I've been away for a long time, there's just so much to catch up on, and so many photo shoots and press and the Tartan Week stuff. And yeah, it's kind of nuts. And I leave on Sunday to go to London, start the Avengers. Even for me, I'm always pretty crazed, but even for me, this right now is like I'm going to just go to bed for an hour after we speak, because I'm
good.
And actually, what's crazy is that I realize that me going away to work is restful.
Mm.
Isn't that nuts? Actually, work is restful because my general life is always like, so many things. So yeah, it's a bit manic right now.
You get more sleep at the Traitors Castle, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got this bed, this massive bed. I am actually one of these people, I nap all the time.
Yeah.
And so, I'll probably have like 2 or 3 naps a day during the Traitors. And also in films and things, I always I have naps at lunchtime. I nap. I'm a big napper. You have to be.
You have to be, yeah. You got to take it or you can get it. How's Lala adjusting to all of this?
She's good. I just saw her downstairs actually. She's very good. It's so hilarious because she gets recognized. Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. She's sort of this little celebrity. Those blankets there, they came for Lala.
Oh, She's getting all the attention. My gosh. I guarantee she takes a lot of naps too, right? I mean, so that's good.
Endless. I mean, that's what I love actually. There's nothing. When I'm away, then I come back and I'm like, oh, it'd be so lovely to see Lala, and she just wants to sleep beside me, and that's there's nothing better than just having a dog flop right beside you. I look to her for guidance on just trying to sleep as much as possible in a day, and then go mad.
You mentioned you'll be going off to London for the Avengers soon, which is obviously so exciting. We love you as Nightcrawler. You'd previously joked about X2 being your gayest film you've ever done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can we expect you and Ian McKellen to bring a bit of queerness to the Avengers as well? Is that what's in store?
I mean, I guess. I wish I knew. I don't really know quite what's going on with it.
No.
We're still waiting. I mean, I know vaguely the story, but no, I'm not a big comic book expert at all. But I do know that the X-Men is sort of, quite queer coded in that you've got to sort of hide your power and hide your beauty and your strength away from the mainstream. So we all know what that's like. And the one I was in before was definitely like the whole sort of allegory about coming out as a mutant or to being gay. It's also just there's all these worlds come together, universes come together. So I've got a lot of homework to do to catch up on my Avengers backstories. There's so many of them.
There's so much.
I have certain friends who are like rabid.
Yeah.
So I'm just I sit down with them. Okay, tell me, explain to me, why is Thor? Why does he say that? And which one's blah blah? Things. And also, what
right.
That's a different person. They don't make it easy. They keep changing the people, and
they do. Right. Well, we know you'll be blue, so at least we have that covered.
Same. And then someone told me that Rebecca. Well, I think I knew this, that Rebecca was my mother, but then someone said actually she's my father because she changed sex.
That sounds right, and that also sounds very queer to me. So
well, it's a trans sort of thing, but I think I only discovered the other day, if it's true, someone told me that she changed sex. She can change into anybody, so she changed into a man and impregnated my mother. Is that right?
I wonder if Rebecca knows this.
I don't know. I think I can't remember we discussed the fact that it's going to be so different this time because the makeup takes much less time.
Yeah.
And we used to have dinner together or lunch together in our trailers and just sort of cry about how sore it was to get all this blue stuff. And we used to have adjoining trailers and it was like be so much blue gunk everywhere. And I had like blue snot, I would blow my nose days later and I'd still have blue stuff coming out.
But even still, you're back for more blue snot in the future.
Yes, well, it's actually I've had a makeup test, and it's about the fact that the tattoos now are on these things already. They're already made, and they sort of stick them on. Whereas last time they had to like hand do them, every single one, because they hadn't made a decision about it until the very last minute. So they had to literally it was like they're icing a cake, but the cake was my face.
Well, Alan, I'm so grateful for the time. I really want to let you get some rest between everything else you've got going on. So it really means a lot. Truly so grateful for the time. So lovely getting to chat with you.
Lovely to talk to you, Cumming. Thank you very much. I really like your hair.
Oh, well, thanks.
It's a very 50s quiff.
That's very sweet.
It's a good look.